Basically, I went to the same high school as my older brother. He was playing basketball at the time and kind of like my inspiration. Going into high school, once I got to varsity, I became one of the best basketball players in the state. Putting up big numbers, averaged 18. My junior year, won a championship. Me playing in high school really was like a turning point for me to take it even more serious than what I was taking it. But it just showed me that hard work does pay off because I put so much energy and effort into perfecting my craft around that age. I had a lot of D2 offers, some D3. I just felt like I was a D1 player and I just wasn't going to settle for any school at that level. And so I ended up going to prep school in Arizona, and that's where I met our president Jay Stedman. And me and him linked up, and he taught me a lot about basketball and life. I wanted so much for myself, and I needed to see how it was going to work out for me setting myself up to be a Division I player. My freshman year, I went to College of Southern Idaho, which is a Division I JUCO in Idaho. Almost every year, top 5 in the country. One of the greatest JUCOs on earth, in my opinion. But I ended up going there. They contacted me after the Finley prep game. I ended up dropping 20 that game, and I got a call like a few weeks after that. Talked to the coach named Coach Brock Morris. Yeah, he basically sold me on coming to JUCO and taking the JUCO route, and really taking that year that I was able to spend with them the most serious possible. And I won 3 championships there. Won conference, won a regular season championship, and then won a division championship. Didn't win the national, but we got to the Sweet 16. I think we got ranked as high as 2 that year. Was able to leave after 1 year, and I got recruited heavily a lot from a lot of schools over the year. Heading into the end of the season, after our season was over, it was time to pick a school. This coach came and seen me, took time out of his life to come see me play, and he sold me on coming to Loyola Chicago. Going into my sophomore year, I'm sold on the vision. I'm not sold on they're already great, they already got championships and stuff like that. I'm sold on the vision that the coach, Porter Moser, had instilled in me and he had told me about, and I believed in him because I can see how passionate he was about it, and that's the same passion that comes out of me when I play. I seen that vision, and I got on campus and everything like that. Stuff started unfolding the exact same way as he told me. But it's a process as usual. You're gonna have your nicks and bruises, your losses, some losing streaks, but the fact that we were able to weather the storm made it all worth it. I got hurt in the summertime, and I needed some time to really just recover and just make sure I was healthy for life, because I was having some knee issues, but I decided to redshirt that year. My motivation for that year really was to be a leader, to be a senior, to help our freshmen that was playing, and to help even our seniors that believed in me and trusted my word. Really to be another voice on the floor, to help them be great and winning. I was all in regardless, because it was my senior year there and I graduated, and these are the guys that I came in with. We was gonna make the all-out effort to win a championship that year, and the pieces that we had, the newer guys, the younger guys, and then the guys that transferred in, we had the blueprint to make the right moves to win a championship. Going into conference tournament time, we opened up against Northern Iowa. Then we played Bradley again for the 3rd time. We beat them by 4, and we go in the championship game against, I would arguably say, our rival, Illinois State. Tight game all the way through until 5 minutes left. We pull away, win by 13, 15. Champs. We celebrated the win. We got our time over that, but we went straight back to work. And our main focus was really whoever we play next, small or big, to make sure we come out on top on that game. And going into selection Sunday, we get picked to play Miami University. Jitters, nervousness, of course, anxiety, anxious to get out there and play, and just to be on that stage. That's a stage that most people ask for, but when you get out there, it's very much different. The energy's different. It's bigger. You got Steve Smith on the sideline, Charles Barkley on the sideline, Chris Webber, And just to play in that atmosphere is a great thing, but to win in that atmosphere is unthinkable. I can't even describe it. Going into the final seconds of the Miami game, it's tight all the way through. Game's looking bad for us. I think we're down 2 at the time with like under a minute left. Lonnie Walker plays for the Spurs now. We send him to the line. We're like, damn, I hope we don't seal the game. And so he comes, misses a free throw. Marcus Towns comes down the court, dribbling, surveying, sees Dante, pitches to Dante. Dante's at the like volleyball line, near half court. Raises up, shoots it, all net. Loyola wins. Miami down. And so that was the first game and the biggest game of the tournament, because you see plays like that happen all the time in March. But for us to be in that situation and us to be the first buzzer beater in the tournament, round of 64, crazy feeling. And that gave us more motivation to keep going. So heading into the second game, which is Tennessee, we knew we was up against a monster. A lot of big guys that can do a lot of things. Size was not a problem for them, but we knew we could beat them because Coach Porter always showed us the good and the bad of film. So he would show their strengths, but he would also play their weaknesses, which would give us confidence. Comes down to the wire again. Grant Williams gets a post up, hook, running hook, and one. Whole game momentum changes on Tennessee's side now. He makes his free throw, so we're down 1. And so now Clayton Custer comes down, play of the year in the NBC, point guard. Comes down, jump stops, rises up, shoots it, hits the rim 3 times before it goes in. Crowd goes crazy. We win again. So Tennessee's down, and we just defeated a monster. And so now each game progresses. We get more and more momentum, also more and more motivation to keep winning. And we can see we can compete with anybody in the country. Going in Atlanta, we know that we needed 2 more wins to go to the Final Four. And so our first opponent was a very strong opponent against Nevada. 2 NBA guards, the 2 twins, and then an NBA forward, which was Shaquille Caroline. Basically going into Nevada, we knew we had to shut down 2 of the 3-headed monster. And so we came out hot, and we really was neck and neck, bucket for bucket with them most of the game. Came down to who got the last stop and who got the best shot last. Some seconds left. Mind you, 2 separate players on our starting 5 already made the glorious plays of buzzer beaters. Here comes a third. We drive, we kick it to Marcus Towns. He shot fake sidestep, knocks down the 3 with seconds left, and we play the foul game and we win that game. And we're 1 step away from, arguably the Super Bowl of college basketball. We got Kansas State next. This was probably the more motivation to do something that the world already thought we couldn't do. Sure enough, we came out. Another one of our seniors in the starting 5 had 27-point Ben Richardson. And we win by, I think, like a margin of 10. Run on the court after we storm. It's the Final Four time. The Chicago's there, Loyola's there. Extreme happiness. Like, brings tears to my eyes, honestly, to really reach that type of level of basketball. It's amazing. Really, it was my time to go. All the seniors that I came in with left. I love those guys dearly, and it wouldn't be the same for me to come back after missing that year. It was their team now. It was them. It was time for me to go, really. What's weird, that it's crazy because I seen Coach Stead at the Final Four. Just keeping in touch. Like, I texted him and let him know I was planning on transferring and everything like that. And as soon as he reached out to me, got me on the phone with Coach Hill, and Coach Hill begins to talk to me, and me and him have similar experiences because he went to the Final Four, Oklahoma. I just went to the Final Four, and basically me and him are identical to being the same mindset, personality. And so once I heard him and I heard his vision, I believed in him the same way I did as Porter Moser. I held strongly to his words, and I made a decision to come here. It's a process. You just trust it. We trust the process. We just reached our 10th win, and then we headed into conference play on the up and up. So I feel like we're doing an amazing job here right now.